spending time in their house, all your free time with them. Some people are even getting physical, you're making out, you're doing all kinds of things that you're calling it talking stage. Hello everyone and welcome to Real Talk with Dr. Oli. Today I'm going to be talking about relationships, girl talk, and Faithy is here with me. She's going to be asking me some very, very interesting questions. It's just going to be us freestyling and talking about the pertinent issues that we think about as women, specifically as Christian young ladies.
Nowadays, people talk a lot about talking stage before they get into proper relationships. What is a talking stage in itself, and how long do you recommend that a talking stage should last?
I'm not big on talking stage, me personally, but I think that talking stage is definitely a very important part of getting to know each other. I don't really believe in the name tag, because people have turned talking stage into all kinds of things. You call it a talking stage, there's no commitment between us, we're just trying to get to know each other, but then certain things are entering that shouldn't be entering. So it feels like it's a relationship, especially for women. You've got, you're cooking for this person, you're spending time in their house, all your free time with them. Some people are even getting physical, you're making out, you're doing all kinds of things that you're calling it talking stage. That's the concept of talking stage that I don't like. But I believe that when you meet someone, there should definitely be a period where you are literally talking, in the sense of you're getting to know each other. You're getting to know your likes and dislikes. You're getting to know your value system. Basically just understand, like a friendship. That's what I think talking stage should actually be. Like the way two people are just friends, just getting to know each other. We're hanging out, we spend time together, we talk on the phone, we share ideas. We're building some idea, some solid idea about who this other person is. This person that I've just met, that I'm just getting to know. We have similar values, because this thing called values actually matters a lot. And sometimes we think, because it's Christian and I'm Christian, then that automatically means that our values align. But it doesn't. In Christianity itself, people actually have different ideas about prayers, different ideas about church. I know Christians that are perfectly happy with online service, and you cannot talk them into going into a physical church. No matter what they'll tell you, I'm an online service kind of guy, or I'm an online service kind of babe. I really just cannot deal with, the concept of being in church and dealing with too much human interactions. I'm not going to say that that's wrong, but if you're the kind of person that's grounded in church, like you're serving in church or something, would it really be worth it to get into a long-term relationship with somebody who doesn't believe in going to church? At the end of the day, that's not up to you. I'm also not going to say, if you believe in church or going to church, a physical church, then automatically you can't make a relationship work with someone who doesn't. You're the one who knows that. But that's the whole purpose of a talking stage. It's about establishing if me and this person, can we work together long term? Because obviously as Christians, there's dating casually, which is, I believe, it's not really something a Christian should be doing. If you're getting into any kind of thing with the opposite sex, the mindset should be a long-term prognosis, a marriage. At the same time, it doesn't mean that everybody you meet and you start talking to, you automatically put in the pressure of, am I going to marry this person? Because that also kills the fun, that kills the excitement, that kills actually getting to know each other organically, like naturally. If you already have that pressure of, this person, we need to have a certain tick box or whatever that will show me if you can be my husband or if you can be my wife. It takes away the natural flow of things. But as Christians, automatically, somewhere in the background, you should know that anybody that you're meeting, that you're getting to know, the purpose is long term. Are you somebody who I can build a life with? Are you somebody who can raise my children? And that's the purpose of talking stage. It's just two people not allowing the physical get into play, because most times physical will distract you. It will take away, what you are actually supposed to be doing and knowing. It will make you form bonds early. If you are kissing, you are going to form bonds. And when you start forming those bonds, you don't see the things you're supposed to see. So the talking stage is supposed to be organic. Like, we're getting to know each other, we're gisting. We go out, what do you like to do? We go bowling, we go watch movies, talk about work, talk about, long-term goals. Again, allow these things flow organically. Because another thing that people do is they've written down a list. I don't believe in that. They've written down a list of, okay, these are all the questions that I need to ask. Again, it takes away the natural flow of things, and it takes away you guys actually enjoying each other's company. It starts to feel like a job interview when you have the list of all these questions that you need to ask. No, just get to know the person. You're trying to figure out, what this person likes, what do they sound like, how do you guys flow in conversation when you guys are talking? Do you guys actually get along, or is there conflict all the time? Are you walking on eggshells? Is it difficult to have conversations with this person? And in the course of having these conversations, things will automatically emerge. It's in the course of talking to someone that you get their ideas about what they think about church, what they think about Christ, what they think about the Bible. But you get these ideas from gisting with someone, from spending quality time talking with the person. As for time frame, another thing I don't believe in is endlessly long talking stage. Because what are you talking about for 6 months? What are you talking about for 6? I don't understand that. Like, I've heard of people that are in talking stage of 1 year. Please. I saw someone, I think, was it Pastor Philip, that said, are you stammering? Are you seriously? If you are not stammering, what are you talking about? That you have not yet gotten enough of a feel of the person to know that, oh, okay, this person, I can work with you long term, or I can't. I wouldn't put an exact time frame and say, oh, it has to be within 6 weeks. It has to be, because in all honesty, as much as I'm saying, I don't see any reason why people are just talking for 6 months. There's also the fact that sometimes it might be long distance. That may reduce the frequency of interaction. So you may need to talk for longer to get to know each other well enough to know if, you're moving in a particular direction. Sometimes too, some careers prolonged talking stages. For people like me now, maybe for younger people who are still in uni, maybe doing less tasking jobs, or have more hours or more flexibility, it gives you more time, to go out, to spend time with each other, more time to spend, hours on phone. People like me, people that are working high-end jobs, high-pressure finance, this and that before 10 o'clock has hit, your head is on the bed. Your talking stage might be a bit longer, because it will take time. That's why I said I can't put an exact time frame on it. But at the same time, you yourself will know if it's dragging out too long. Like, you will know when it's like, look, this person, clearly you're not trying to be serious. And the person who will get the feel if it's just you as well, like, time is a wasting. But to put an exact time frame, I wouldn't want to do that. But I would say usually within 3 months. Within 3 months of consistent communication, you should have some kind of idea if you can build a long-term relationship with someone.
From everything you've said, I would say talking stage is like the friendship stage, where you are building friendship and all of that. Yeah. Because I don't see it as fair for somebody to be in multiple talking stages.
What you said makes sense. Yes, a lot of people find it unfair to be in multiple talking stages. And to be honest, if you're in multiple talking stages, like you're spending equal amount of time intensely with more than one person, are you really focusing on getting to know one person? That's the truth. But I also do not believe that a woman should automatically get rid of all her toasters when she's in a talking stage. I don't believe that. I believe that a relationship is in a relationship. It is when I am in a relation, when I know, or when I know I'm going somewhere, because there are certain points in the talking when you know that, okay, this is going somewhere. So at those points, you can now shut the door to anybody else trying to talk to you. But I don't believe that, you meet a guy today and he's like, okay, let's get to know each other. And then because of that, you block everybody else, or you automatically. I don't believe that, because you can say today, oh, let's get to know each other, and by next week, you guys aren't speaking anymore. Or by 1 month, you guys aren't speaking anymore. You want to start from scratch, go and, go through the stress of the dating pool again. This is my own personal opinion. But these are conversations that you can also have with the person you're talking to. Because, just like you said, a lot of people find it unfair that you cannot be talking to me and talking to other people. But I don't think it is wrong if you're just talking. That's the thing. The reason why it starts to become, how can you be talking to me and you're talking to other people? Is because people do more. in talking than talking. There's a certain level of investment, much more than there should be in the talking stage, that allows one feel like, oh, you know, we can't be in this place together and then you're doing this with somebody else. Because maybe things like, you know, you're cooking for the person, you're investing, because that's an effort. That's an extra effort. So maybe you're cooking for them, or you're doing their laundry, or maybe this person who has already started paying your bills, you know, he's paying for this, he's buying this. So at those points, when you start inserting all those things, you're not just in a talking stage. You are in a form of a relationship. But people don't like calling it that. People want to give everything all kinds of names other than actually saying we are in a relationship. Because if you're cooking for each other, if you're looking after each other like a couple, but you're not calling yourself a couple, you're calling yourself a talking stage, what are you talking? You're not talking, you're in a relationship. So accept that you're in a relationship when you start catering to each other. When emotions are involved, I don't think it should still be considered a talking stage. I believe that a talking stage is that phase where our eyes are still kind of clear and our emotions are still in check. We're just starting to get to know each other. The minute you have crossed from the basis of, I have some idea who you are, I have some idea, you know, how your mindset works as a person, I think I can build something with you. We have, you know, we're similar. We're similar in our values and ideology. We're similar in our, you know, Christian beliefs, our spiritual beliefs. We can work together. But that word relationship scares people. I'm not sure why. But the idea of relationship scares people. So they want to be doing relationship things. You want to be spending time with each other that suggests that you're together. You want to be spending money on each other, spending resources on each other. You don't want this person talking to anybody else. You don't, but at the same time, you're not in a relationship with them. If you have gotten to the phase where it feels uncomfortable, if there's a possibility that this person is speaking to someone else, then that's not a talking stage anymore. That's the stage where it's like, I expect at this point that you have decided that you want to build something with me. You want to see, you know, where me and you can go. And this other person too is thinking the same thing about you. I might start off with like 3 guys that I think, oh, they seem like sensible guys, this and that. And I'm having conversations with them maybe in the first week. But as time progresses, the conversation with one person starts to become a bit more. I'm flowing a bit more with this person. I'm seeing that I have more similar, you know, patterns and ideas and all whatnot with this person. And then I automatically stop talking to the others. So yeah, at a certain point in time, you should definitely be talking to only one person. At the point when you're already seeing that, okay, it looks like our values and our ideologies are aligning, but not from the very start. That's what I think. It's not from the minute you meet somebody that you think, oh, this guy seems cool, this person seems all right, then automatically everybody else, you delete their number and you don't pick their calls anymore. I don't think so.
I know you mentioned that talking stages should not be long, but I just need more clarity on when a talking stage is supposed to end.
For me, again, like I said, these things are person to person. If you're in a talking stage with someone, I personally, within a month, that's my thing personally. Within a month, I know if I want to proceed with you or if this is not going in. In fact, in less than a month, let me get a bit personal. I try not to, but I will use this just as an example, right? I was talking to someone and I'm not sure I spoke to him for more than 2 weeks before I knew that I'm not going to go anywhere with you. I knew. Because first of all, the first date, I didn't even feel the way I wanted to feel on the first day. I believe, because I know that there's a lot of preaching about how attraction is not important and all that. I do not believe in that at all. I do not believe that you can build a long-term life with somebody that you're not attracted to. Now, attraction is not formed solely on the basis of, oh, this person is 6'10". This person has $1 million or £1 million in their account. Because a lot of times people think for you to be attracted to someone, then that means that person has to be fine, has to have abs, has to be this and that. No. A lot of times attraction actually forms based on what you're seeing about a person's personality. It's not just a physical quality that draws you to a person and makes them attracted to you. That's why sometimes you see couples say things like, this person is not my type. This person is not my spec physically, but I ended up married to the person, not because they settled, but because they became attracted to the person, despite the fact that this person is not what they would want on a normal day. So this particular person, physically, I'd seen and I thought, okay, he was all right. But by the time we went on a date, the vibe did not match. I realized that I felt uncomfortable. I felt like, how do I describe this in the most positive way possible? Because I don't want to drag anyone. It wasn't that the person was not fine. First of all, I like effort. That's one thing about me. It speaks a lot to me in general. I'm somebody who puts in effort in my physical appearance. I dress good all the time, apart from when I'm just in my house. But if I'm going to meet people, if I'm going to go out, if I'm going to go on a date, if I'm going to go to church, anywhere I go, I tend to be particular. Now, I do not think it was okay the way he showed up for a first date. I felt he looked like the dressing just wasn't it. And because he didn't pay any attention to his physical appearance, I looked overdressed beside him, which made me uncomfortable. You know, we were in a nice restaurant. I wore a nice dress. It didn't look good. Secondly, like I said, all these things sound like small things, but they mattered to me. The table manners were off. The table manners were just not it. Again, this is a first date. By the time we've gotten to know each other to a certain extent, of course, you know, we're out and about together, we can behave anyhow or whatever because we've gotten to know each other. But I believe that, you know, I see it as a sign or like a prognosis of what you're going to be like if from the very beginning you don't think you should put in any effort at all. Just like if you're going for a job interview, it's like if I'm going to go for a job interview, I will pick out my outfit carefully. I will try to speak a certain way and all whatnot just to show that, you know, I'm good for the role. I think that's how people should show up for first dates. Now, I was still willing to, because I almost never cancel anyone or make an impression based on the first dates, because life is happening. We're adults, we're grown-ups, anything could have happened that day. You showed up and, you know. So I didn't make a decision based off of that. But in conversation, there were things that were already being said in conversation that made me realize that me and this person were not going the same way. Because this person was, you know, already talking about how, oh yes, if we're in a relationship, you know, we need to be living together for months on end. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Azar, you do not hear that I'm a Christian woman. I should come and be living with you for months on end without a ring on my hand. Doing what? So I literally asked her, like in the early stages. So these are like early conversations, and I'm like, we've barely even crossed any threshold at all. You are already talking about us spending indefinite amounts of times, me living here. Why are we talking about that? So already from things like that, I'm already like, me and this person, we do not have similar ideologies. He also doesn't go to church. I go to church. Whatever the issues are with the body of Christ, it has its perks and its advantages. Would it be a complete deal breaker for me automatically, a guy that doesn't go to church? No. If other things align, he's Christian, he doesn't go to church, it will not automatically make me write you off if that's the only thing. But when there are so many other things as well, that shows that it's not only that you don't go to church, but your values are not really grounded in Christianity, then there's no point. We cannot work together. Can two work together except they agree? So clearly we're not in agreement. So I think, so for me, I think that was all of 2 weeks, the whole conversation, first date and all of that. So I already knew that we are not going anywhere. And that was that for me. With some other people, it can take longer. I've had a talking stage where I was talking to this person for, I started talking to him in December. I think we spoke from December to February. That's almost 3 months of talking. He lived in a different city and all whatnot. I think in those 3 months, we only met up once physically. But we used to talk on phone quite regularly, almost every day. Why did it take 3 months to decide? Because there were pros and cons that I was weighing. He had certain features that I wanted, you know, in somebody I could build a long-term relationship with. He was Christian, from a good Christian background, went to church, this one, that. So at least those ones were like, okay, these are tick, 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 tick. Physically, it wasn't exactly my spec, but it was all right. And conversation flowed well. But in the course of conversation, there were also certain things that I was hearing that I was ambivalent about. I'm like, can I really live with this? Like, for example, he had an ideology. And these people that are watching my podcast, they'll be seeing how I'm using them to... I apologize in advance, no hard feelings. I'm just, you know. Yeah. So he had this ideology that in a marriage or in a relationship, each person brings 50% of their earnings. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but it depends on where you're also going with that. Because one thing I look out for as well is people who want to take and not give. When you're choosing a partnership, it's important to look at if this person wants to give to you. Because I believe that a relationship, especially a long-term relationship, is successful on the back of two givers. If you have people that are coming in purely with the idea of what they're going to take, how the relationship will benefit them, if that's what they are looking at from the start, then you are already on a very bad playing field. The success of marriage is built on two people who want to give. If one person is a giver, the other is not, the person that is a giver is going to be completely drained and miserable because their default nature is to give. So they would be looking after somebody who isn't looking after them. Now, when you tell me that your default is for the two earners to bring 50% of their income, I already in the conversation was the higher. I knew I was the higher earner. That's fine. So if I'm earning 5K and you're earning 2K, I will bring 2.5 of my salary. You will bring 1K of your salary to the relationship. Okay. Now you say that, and then I now ask about things like household chores and looking after kids and all that. That will also be my responsibility. So in that case, you're not 50-50 in. You're not saying that, oh yeah, of course, I'll look after the kids just as much. I'll be picking. No. In that case, you will help me sometimes, but when it comes to finances, you want 50% of what each person is earning. That didn't sit right with me. I didn't immediately cut things off because I was still weighing it in my head, but immediately I heard that, I was like, and I actually spoke up and I asked, I'm like, okay, so I as a woman who's able to pay my bills, who is currently looking after myself, what then is really the benefit of me having a partner if at the end of the day, I will be providing for the home? And at the same time, when it comes to things like cooking, chores, and all of that, there's still the expectation that that is purely on my shoulder. That's just extra labor for me. Extra labor with no reward. So at the end of the day, that was one of the reasons why I'm like, yeah, this is not really, really okay with me. But I still, like I said, I still kept going because Christian values and all of that, it was aligning, it was sinking, seemed like it was from a good home and all that. But yes, that was a problem for me, number one. Now, while I was still waiting and checking, is this person a giver? Valentine's Day came and Mr. Man did not. You've been talking to somebody exclusively since December. It's February, not even a card, not even, I'm not, we're in England. In Nigeria, Valentine's Day is a farce, in all honesty. Like, you're spending millions or hundreds of thousands for Valentine's. I think that's just extreme. But in the UK, a box of chocolates is what, £16 if you want to go gourmet. A bouquet of roses if you want to get like a really huge one, £50, whatever. It's really simple to show your supposed love interest that you're talking to every day some kind of affection on Valentine's Day. And he didn't. He completely acted as if, and there were hints in conversation about Valentine's Day and all, but nothing came out of him on Valentine's Day. I had actually bought a gift. Yeah, I actually bought a gift, which I don't even believe in normally. I do not believe that a woman should give a guy a gift in talking stage. I don't believe in it. I believe that a woman should only be giving Valentine's Day gifts when you people are a full couple. And that's if you want to. These are my more traditional ideologies. But in the course of conversation, he had actually mentioned something about, that, it just feels unfair that women, that relationships are supposed to be two-way street. And it feels unfair that a woman gets, the everything and all whatnot, but the man gets nothing. Me, out of my considerate heart, decided that, okay, I'll get you something. And when you give me something, I'll exchange gifts with you. Of course, that gift went to somebody else because I definitely did not give it to him. But that was the end of it for me. Like, when Valentine's Day came and he did not even make any attempt at all, I'm like, yes, that's that on that. So yeah, so in terms of timing of when you decide to end it, I've ended the talking stage after 2 weeks, I've ended the talking stage after 3 months. It really depends on what is coming out of the talking stage, what kind of conversations are happening, and how much does this person even have certain things that you're looking for. That's it. So there's no fixed timeline. It's about the two people that are talking and the things that are emerging in the talking. This is not a rule. But I personally would say within a 3-month span, you should know if you're proceeding or if this needs to end.